What if I told you Disney didn't just change Mulan's story? They erased a 12-year bloodbath? The inspiring girl who saved China with the help of a talking dragon and some cricket luck? The woman who found love and brought honor to her family? That's not just wrong. It's a complete fabrication covering up one of China's most brutal military campaigns. The real Mulan fought for 12 bloody years, slaughtered countless enemies, and never came home to romance. She came home to find her parents dead and her village destroyed. And when the emperor rewarded her by demanding she become his concubine, the real Mulan chose death over dishonor. This isn't some obscure version. This is the story. The original ballad of Mulan from 6th century China. Disney knew the truth. They had access to historical records, cultural consultants, and authentic source material. But they chose to turn a tragic warrior's tale into a princess story because dead parents and suicide don't sell happy meals. Want the truth Disney buried beneath singing ancestors and dragon sidekicks? The story they were afraid would be too foreign for American audiences? Stick with us as we go, beyond the castle. Before Disney turned Mulan into a clumsy girl who needed a talking dragon's help to save China, she lived in a very different world. A world where one man from every household was drafted for military campaigns that lasted decades. Where women who disguised themselves as men faced execution if discovered. Where 12 years of warfare meant watching countless comrades die in brutal combat. The real Mulan comes from the Northern Wei dynasty, 386–534 AD, one of China's bloodiest periods. This wasn't the colorful musical world Disney created. This was survival warfare where soldiers beheaded enemies, burned villages, and took slaves. Disney's biggest lie? They reduced Mulan's military service to one inspirational battle. The original ballad states clearly, she fought 10,000 miles in mortal campaigns over 12 years. 12 years. Not a quick adventure with some singing and dragon magic. 12 years of watching friends die. 12 years of kill-or-be-killed combat. The poem specifically mentions her killing so many the warriors lost count. Ancient military records from the Northern Wei dynasty show exactly what kind of warfare this was. Soldiers fought nomadic tribes using brutal tactics. Mass executions, village burnings, systematic terror campaigns. Mulan wasn't just present for this carnage, she participated in it. The original poem describes a hardened veteran who perfectly maintained her disguise for over a decade. No clumsy moments, no comic relief, just stone-cold professional survival in one of history's most violent military campaigns. Disney's happy ending is their cruelest lie. Multiple historical versions agree on what really happened when Mulan returned home after 12 years of war. Her parents were dead, her village was destroyed, but the nightmare wasn't over. The 17th century Sui Tang romance adds a detail that shows why Disney sanitized the story. The emperor demanded Mulan become his concubine as her reward for military service. Think about that. After 12 years of fighting for her country, risking execution daily to maintain her disguise, losing her family while she was away, the emperor's reward was sexual slavery. The real Mulan chose death over dishonor. Multiple historical accounts describe her taking her own life rather than face this fate. Disney knew this. Early storyboards for the 1998 film included darker endings before executives demanded changes. They deliberately chose the princess ending over historical truth because tragedy doesn't sell merchandise. The Mulan you love never existed. Disney's version needed constant help. From Mushu, from her ancestors, from her cricket companion. The original poem describes a woman so convincingly masculine that her comrades never suspected her true identity for 12 years. No magical assistance, no comic sidekicks, no romantic subplot. Just a professional soldier who mastered the art of survival in a world where discovery meant death. And Mushu? Dragons are sacred in Chinese culture. Turning one into comic relief was specifically criticized by cultural consultants. Disney added him anyway because they needed comic relief for American audiences. The poem mentions no friends, no love interest, no family support. Just solitary survival against impossible odds. Internal Disney documents reveal the true scope of their deception. Executives explicitly stated they feared a too foreign story wouldn't sell to American audiences. They deliberately westernized Mulan's character and motivations. The original Mulan was motivated by filial duty, a core Chinese value. Disney changed this to individual self-discovery because American girls expect it. Cultural consultants warned against multiple changes, but Disney prioritized marketability over accuracy. They wanted a Chinese story they could sell globally without challenging Western audiences. The 2020 live-action remake doubled down on these lies. Despite removing the musical elements, they kept the sanitized history because the Disney brand mattered more than cultural truth. Disney's version teaches a dangerous lie, that historical gender barriers were easily overcome with determination and magical help. The real Mulan story shows the brutal reality women faced: death if discovered, sexual slavery if successful. Chinese feminists have protested Disney's portrayal for decades. Their national heroine, a woman who succeeded through pure competence, was reduced to another princess who needed supernatural assistance. The original ballad ends with a haunting metaphor. How can you tell a male hare from a female when they're running for their lives? The answer? You can't. In war, survival matters more than gender. Disney replaced this profound message with singing ancestors and dragon jokes. The most shocking truth: Mulan's name appears nowhere in official Northern Wei Dynasty military records. She may have been completely erased by history, her story surviving only in folk poems that Disney then sanitized beyond recognition. We may never know her real fate, but we know she deserves better than Disney's corporate fairy tale. The real Mulan wasn't saved by magic. She saved herself through 12 years of warfare that cost her everything, including, ultimately, her life. So next time you hear, "I'll make a man out of you," remember what came before: a 12-year military campaign that turned a young woman into a hardened killer, only to return home to find her family dead and face sexual slavery as her reward. Disney didn't just change a story, they committed cultural theft. The real Mulan, a woman who fought for 12 years and chose death over dishonor, deserves to be remembered as more than a cartoon princess. Fellow truth seekers, which Disney adaptation should we expose next? Drop your vote in the comments. Beauty and the Beast Stockholm Syndrome and bestiality themes, Snow White's 7-year coma and necrophilia elements, The Little Mermaid's tongue-cutting and suicide attempt. Subscribe to Beyond the Castle if you're ready to see your favorite stories stripped of their lies. Because once you know the truth, Disney will never feel the same. The real stories are darker than you imagined. Are you brave enough to keep digging?